All right, what's up, you guys? UFO Proof here. Hopefully everything is on. I see my mic is on. Hopefully everything is working. I was having some issues. I was attempting to test out my XSplits, and the resolution was worse than Google Hangouts, which is fucking impressive. If it's worse than Google Hangouts, I am thoroughly impressed because Google Hangouts resolution is terrible. So it took me a minute to get back. Everything was kind of slowed down and all fuckered up. So, but I'm back now. But since now we're on Google Hangouts, I will pass the link out to you guys. So anyone who wants to come and join me is free to. Let me get this stuff up here for you. Put up this tagline. And let me get over to YouTube so I can post this link for you guys and see your comments. Just 1 second. I know it gets boring staring at me when I'm not talking like nonstop, dude. So it's like I gotta sit there and just blah 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 blah, just make up crap to say. Because I understand from a viewer's standpoint, you know, when it gets silent, just sitting there staring, like, come on, dude, say something, do something. What up, you guys? Dominic, Backbone 5, Shanna Douglas, how you guys doing? Now you're good, Glitch is alright, bitch. No worries, bro. Thank you. Here's the link, you guys. We lost a bunch of viewers from the last show when I was going live off of my XSplits or whatever, because they're all sitting around waiting for me. They're like, "Fuck this guy, dude. Let's go." Yeah, it's almost like, man, I was like, "Fuck doing it on." You know, the XSplits, the quality just looks so bad. I was trying to see it on my phone. It just looked ridiculous. What up, Deadwood? How you doing, buddy? Happy New Year, Shanna. I want to see what it looks like now. Oh, that's not it. Maybe I have to redo it because it was showing me the old XSplits one. All right, here we go. I think that's it. Oh man, that looks so much better. How's the timing? I'm gonna flip myself off again, you guys. See how long this takes. I'm just seeing how long a delay is, you guys. Not too bad. All right. Going crazy learning Bitcoin shit. How are you? Good, man. Yeah, dude, that fucking Bitcoin, man. Dude. Shit's looking good. You know, it's gonna get more expensive by the minute if you don't get in on it now. Fucking, you know, Snooch, who got in on a while ago. It was like he got into it. It was like $20 a Bitcoin, dude. Oh yeah, so I saw a comment earlier, you know, from our friend Jason Valens. He comes on here all the time. He was like, "Oh man, you know, don't say anything about, you know, John Lear. You know, he's with the you know, he's with Bob Lazar, and he's had thousands of hours of flight time and won all these awards, and you know, worked for the CIA and stuff like that, and you know, all that good shit." I'm like, yeah, he did. And all that did was make him fucking crazy. All it did was make him arrogant enough to be able to make up any bullshit he necessary and somehow believe it, man. Like, I mean, John Lear literally said to a person, oh, he's like, yeah, there's an atmosphere on Mars. Like, yeah, you can walk around. Oh, yeah. NASA sends people out there all the time just to walk around. It's fine. Like, And so if we're, if you guys think for a second you can take anything he seriously said, anything he says seriously, you are sorely mistaken. The man is an idiot. Ripple is to be the next Bitcoin at $2 now, jumped a buck in a week. I was looking at that Electronium, dude. That's what Steve was talking about. Check out that Electronium, dude. I guess it was fucking like 10 cents, and now it's like $1 or something. I mean, there's going to be all kinds of cryptocurrencies, but I think Bitcoin will probably stay on top for a while, you know. But I mean, they got a smart, thing with it. You know how there's only so much. I think there's what $20 million worth of Bitcoins out there, and then that's it. Proof he is senile. He fuck, dude. He's a little more than senile, dude. Damn, it took forever to connect. I'm back. Hey, what up, Nick? Yeah, it took me forever to connect, dude. So don't feel bad, brother. I was fucking, I don't know what's up with like all the connections and shit lately. I'll tell you what's up, man. Reality, dude. Just wait for that shit, dude. When they start fucking with everybody, then because I mean, you guys realize that with this whole net neutrality thing, with that being gone, these companies can now charge. They could say, "Hey, YouTube, if you don't pay us $20 million, then we're going to slow your bandwidth down," and stopping them from doing that. That's the problem. And despite what some people on here say, like Sean, who don't seem to understand it, it's really gonna fuck with the internet, dude. It's really gonna fuck with everything that we hold dear, and all the stuff that we are able to do, we are not gonna be able to do anymore. And people just don't fucking get that, man. And it sucks, dude. It's like all the people who support Trump want to just be like, oh no, anything he does is right. Fucking no, it's not, man. Not everything he does is correct. This is one thing where he really, really fucked up on. Give a fuck because he don't go online. But for all of us who are online, it's important, man. I'm hoping that the Senate can block it somehow. But the Senate's still 51-48 or 51-49 for the Republicans. So it's just probably no hope, man. I mean, the internet's basically going to be handed over to these corp fucked. Kind of sucks, man. It worries me now that like I'm worried that it's already happening. Your shit starts running slow. You go on websites that you like, and all of a sudden that shit starts running super slow. Don't think it's your fucking connection. What up, Frankie Lynch? How you doing, buddy? Oh, why is that trying to play? I'm gonna pause that motherfucker. It's important to me. I Google everything, right? Imagine if they fucking throttled back Google. Who doesn't? Everyone Googles everything. Google. They're like, Google, if you don't pay us $10 million a year, we're not going to give you high speed access. Because they'll have the ability to do that. That's what's fucked up. It's like a Trump supporter or not, I don't give a fuck, man. He fucked up bad there. What up, Sean G? How you doing, buddy? Yo, just put UFO proof on CD radio and old communications technology, right? A NASA worker claimed to see video monitor of people walking on Mars, cleaning out solar panels on a rover or whatever was up there at the time, 1979, I believe. Yeah, you saw that video? Was that shit fucking hilarious or what, dude? That old bitch was fucking lying her ass off. And then you had fucking, what's his face? John Lear sitting there lying back. They're both just sitting there lying to each other. Just he's like, oh yeah, no, you can, there's an atmosphere up there, you can breathe. And she's like, oh yeah, I saw a spaceman walk up and clean off the rover. I was like, what, dude? They're just both just sitting there fucking lying to each other, man. Oh, they throttle the fuck out of everything. They're going to, man. It's gonna be a bitch, dude. I mean, just like any like little site and shit like that that just doesn't have the money to compete with the big boys are going to be fucked, dude. You know? And then for any person at home, because I mean, even now today, dude, you know, there are just people in general who can just start their own servers and make their own little internet access and shit, man, and build their own shit up. And those guys could totally be shut off, you know? So it's just like, you know, fucking, it's like these motherfuckers sold out their soul for fucking money, dude. It's that fucking greed, man. You know, it's all about fucking money, man. And just Republicans are just quicker to sell out than Democrats, even though they both do. At least the Democrats understood net neutrality is something that they should keep, you know. But of course, at the same time, you know, it would have only been a matter of time before Democrats fucking sold out as well, you know, because that's all everyone is in politics, except for Bernie, are fucking sellouts and they're all greedy. They all go to the money. I'm looking at building a mining rig now. Oh yeah, dude, you know, to mine the bitcoins. That'd be kind of cool, dude. Uh that's like a difficult setup too, right? That's like a fucking you gotta hook up all kinds of different computers and shit like that, man. I heard they do it with like a bunch of different like PlayStation 4s and shit now and stuff. The little sites are where I get my best info, right? You know, we should start our own internet. You know, too bad we won't be able to. It won't matter, you know, even if you start your own internet, because now they have control of it because we use their existing wires. That's what's fucked up. Third phase just threw up a video of a Mexican UFO. Looked like a circular drone with LED lights. Yeah, I tried to watch that, but my fucking you know, I was experiencing interruptions, or as YouTube puts it, and I couldn't watch the video, man. It was just too fucked up. I was like, "What? This is bullshit, man." I couldn't even see the video, man. Ethereum and Dogecoin and Burstcoin. I'm a redneck. I can build any fucking thing. That's right, man. You tell them, brother. That's why it's always good to have a redneck around, man. You know, especially like when we go on our trip, dude. It'd be good to have you around, man. We go on a trip, man, in case we need something shot. It'd be a lot of fun, man. Um. Oh, here. Did I put up the link for you guys, man? Here. I tried to watch the video, um, but I couldn't even do that, dude. It was fucking just being too much of a pain in the ass. And then I tried watching it on my phone, and then I got distracted, and I realized, oh shit, I got to go live, and blah 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 blah, all that good shit, man. What do you mean Bernie didn't sell out? I fully supported him, and even when he found out Clinton sabotaged his chances, he still backed her instead of fighting. That, in my book, is a sellout proof. You know, that's the thing, though. Uh, Bernie did what he had to do to try to stop to try to stop Trump, and because he is a progressive, and obviously he can't support Trump on and what he did was, and this is what I like about him, man. All right, this is what's clever. He did back Clinton. That's true. And even though he knows that she fucked him, he knew that. But when he got on stage, basically, it's almost like that, back her or die, right? When he got on stage with her and he started saying, he got up there and he's like, she's gonna fucking do. He started his exact platform. He started saying she's gonna do, and he's like, blah blah blah. She's gonna, and you could see Clinton was fucking sweating bullets. She's like, Bernie, shut the fuck up, dude. You know, because he's like, you know, she's gonna make colleges tuition free, dude, and she's gonna raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, even though the whole time she'd been sitting there saying 12. You know, he's like, she's gonna raise it to $15 an hour, and she like he started just throwing out his platform, saying this is what she's gonna fucking do, and we're gonna hold her to it, dude, and all that shit. And I was like, well, you know, that's fucking one way. It's like, you know, and he knew that she fucked him too, man, but um you know, basically he was trying to make it so at least he can get some of his. That's the thing, it's not so much of Bernie wanting to be president as Bernie is wanting to help the people. So if he can get his agenda across, he doesn't really care if he's president. If Clinton does it, he doesn't give a fuck, just as long as someone does it, man. You know, he didn't want to die, man. He knew they would kill him. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I'll tell you the truth, Dave. I worry that the banksters won't try to fucking kill him in 2020 because by then it's going to be a fucking it's going to be just a shoo-in that he will be the fucking the he will be the Democratic nominee. If he runs, he's going to be the Democratic nominee, period. And it worries me that these fucking banksters and Wall Street fucking probably the same fucks who took out Kennedy went and tried to take fucking Bernie out, man. I mean, you guys know how much he hates fucking Wall Street and fucking and he'll put Glass-Steagall back into place and fucking and make Wall Street have uh oversight again. They won't be able just to do whatever the fuck they want and gamble with our money and shit like that. And so I could see them trying to take him out. It actually scares me. I do think about that, man. Like it scares me to see him run because I'm afraid that they would try to take him out because he is one of those guys that, like, to them, and that's true, that fucking the head of Goldman Sachs said that Bernie Sanders was dangerous. And in his debate with Clinton, he was like, the head of Goldman Sachs, no, he didn't pay me $250,000 for a speech. He said I was dangerous. And he's right. I am dangerous for Wall Street. And it's like, that was fucking bad as hell, dude. It's fine. He can run, but he won't win. But I'll give him a C for trying. Yeah. Why don't you think he'll win? Who do you think will beat him? It's funny how YouTube creators with 100,000 subs never buffer or get strikes, right? Right, Shanji? Tell me about that, man. That's fucked up, man. Fuck yeah, we have guns and dabs. That's funny. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. You got that right, Shanna. Benjamin Brenner, really dig what you're saying. Good show. Thanks, Benjamin. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing, man, and I'll tell you what's difficult, man, is that on my channel, and someone's like, you should have a vote on your channel to see who would win in 2020 between Trump and Bernie Sanders. And you should just have a vote on your channel. And I was like, no way. Trump would destroy him on my channel, which is a fucked up thing to say. All right. But I know how many people are watching this laughing their ass off saying, yeah, he's right. All right. I mean, just on my channel, not in reality. In reality, Bernie would destroy Trump. But on my channel, if it was up to my subscribers who would win, Trump would destroy Bernie in a heartbeat. Okay. I have far more Trump supporters who are fans of me, than Bernie Sanders supporters, like on my channel. It's like fucking, the numbers aren't even close, dude. I have so many more Trump supporters, which is funny because I mean they don't give a fuck. They know how I feel about Trump. They know they know I'm on the left. They know I support Bernie and all that shit. They don't give two fucks about it. They're like, yeah, no, he's still cool. So that's why I got mad love for him, you know. I still think we are past having a one person run this country. It worked 200 years ago, but there is 30 million people now. A guy can't decide. One guy can't decide for us all. It don't work anymore. Well, it's not really one guy. The president is supposed to be more of a voice of the people, but it is the executive branch, and then you have the legislative, then you have judicial. So it's like the president doesn't run anything. It's you still have the Senate, you still have the Congress, you still have the Supreme Court. These all have equal powers to the president. Yeah, like Nick Sellers is saying, it's never really been the president controlling anything. It's always way deeper than the president. Exactly. What up, JB Smith? How you doing? You know, He- Deadwood said, "Hi, I watched them feathers ruffle." Yeah, but you didn't say who would who would beat him. What up, Chris Murphy? How you doing, buddy? You know you can't say Trump. You know that, right? Who are you gonna run against Bernie? Paul Ryan? No. Hey, not to jump off topic, but been doing a lot of research and came across this guy who has done a book called Missing 411, where he links disappearances in the national parks to possible alien abduction. Yes, you know what? Oh, Dave, Dave, I'm sorry, buddy, but no. Trump couldn't beat Bernie if he tried, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I bet everything I own, dude. Even with Russia's help, Trump couldn't beat Bernie, dude. But anyway, enough of that shit. Let's get back to Shannon Douglas's question. Um, actually, I know exactly what you're talking about, and um, I think it's ridiculous that I think that it's ridiculous that he even makes that assumption that could be the cause of these missing people. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think it hurts the UFO community. It causes fear in people who don't know anything about UFOs and stuff like that. And I think it's a very, very bad thing for ufology. And and would love to go out of my way to discredit that fucking guy, man, because I don't think he understands the damage that it would do. Thank you, Shanna. There you go, dude. I think we just got a new nominee for Proof of the Week next week, man. Thank you, Shanna. I love it. Absolutely. She said Bernie would crush Trump. That's facts. I'm sorry, but Bernie would. It is, whether you're left or right. I mean, there's no denying that. Every poll says it in America. Everyone knows it, but it's okay. It was on Secure Team 10, that National Parks BS, right, Dominic? See, I don't like that shit, man. That shit really fucking bugs me, man. You know, um, I don't think it's good for ufology. I think what up, reality check? How you doing, buddy? I think it's when you go around scaring people making people think that ability that aliens could be abducting you and never bringing you back, and all of a sudden you have this great fear over UFOs. I think it's a terrible, terrible thing for ufology, and I don't like what that guy does, and I don't think he realizes the damage that he does to our community. One, especially because he's never seen a fucking UFO, so he doesn't know fucking clue. So for him to make these assumptions and connections is fucking outrageous, man. It's a fucking insult to people like me and to people like you guys, that, who have seen the real deal, who know what the truth is. And that, it's like, never once did I ever feel like I was going to be kidnapped by him and not brought back or some shit. And it's ridiculous, dude. All it does is spread fear throughout our community, and that shit is something. That's what that's what we have to fight against. We have to fucking stand for something, and that shit's just should never allow that to be a part of our community. you know and I know a lot of people like watch it and they bring it up a lot, man. And every time I always got to shut it down and say, look, man, this is how it is, dude. That shit is fucking wrong, man, because it's not true. The guy has no fucking evidence for that. If there was some evidence for it, I would listen to it. I'm open-minded enough to at least hear it out. But I've heard his stuff. I've seen his theories. I've seen the stuff that he has on there. I've seen the people missing in the Grand Canyon and other places. And by no means does anything point to extraterrestrials, you know? But that fucking 401 thing is a big money scam. Never got it. Exactly, man. If Bernie had half the Benjamins Trump has, he wouldn't even be close. Major victory for Bernie. That's right, Jose Santana. That's you tell him, dude. That's fucking right. um, I feel you just getting proven sources input. Thanks, proof. Yep, exactly. It's like I think the aliens are just observing us. I really do too, James. I heard about a lot of random disappearances in the woods where they find person's clothes laying as if the person just disappeared and the clothes just fell to the ground. Yeah, so I've heard about stuff like that too. But I don't. What is alien about that? What is extraterrestrial about that? You know, there are many human traits that could very well do the same thing. It doesn't seem anything about it. Sup, John Teeter led me here, and John Teeter led you here. Come from the future, did you?
Which
What up,
one?
Crooked Ninja 5?
Which one? There's like five.
Multiple cases in disappearing from large groups and search parties searching, and then clothes being found in areas that had already been searched. Weird shit like that. Yeah, true. That was coming from Nick Sellers. Just like the Bermuda Triangle, it's just bad storms. Shit like that. I mean, shit can be overlooked. Stuff like that. It doesn't certainly, okay, so they didn't see it and then they see it when they came back and searched again. Why does that point to extraterrestrial? What about that? Aliens took somebody. Nothing. There's nothing about that. You know, what's more likely? The fact that they didn't see it the first time, you know? David Plays used to hint it was Bigfoot. See, this is what I don't like, man. The guy's sitting there like hinting at that it's aliens, that it's Bigfoot, that's fucking Loch Ness monster. I mean, what the fuck? It can't just be that. Listen, people go missing in parks and woods and shit like that. It fucking happens. I'm like, why does that have to be chopped up to fucking some supernatural explanation? And as opposed to just, one, your inability to find somebody, you know? I mean, fucking shit, dude. And it's not like, okay, yeah, like you die in the woods. That doesn't mean your body's gonna be there forever. Hell, dude, for all I know, you're gonna get eaten by a fucking bear, a couple fucking raccoons, or a bobcat. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying there's a million reasons why your body might not be there anymore. Yeah, you heard about the boat lost in Bermuda, found in the desert on the opposite side of the earth. Um, uh, that I do believe was a made up story. But I have heard of that story. In fact, they actually allude to that in Third Kind at the very beginning. Um, they kind of like allude to that situation. Also with the flight 19, with the five fighters that got lost. Interesting with Bermuda Triangle. Without the five fighters, they get lost. They get totally confused, disoriented, don't know where the fuck they're flying, you know, and they get lost out in the middle of the ocean. All right, but then the rescue plane that goes out to find them with 12 crew members on it, they disappear as well. And that's really interesting, man. Abduction that remotely seems believable is a guy who got taken in front of his friends, movie fire in the sky, and came back all messed up. Yeah, you're talking about Travis Walton abductions, and that is a very interesting case. We've spoken about that case on here many times, and it's one of my go-to cases. For saying, hey, look, how are you going to say abductions aren't real when these guys witnessed this and shit like that. And it's just a fascinating
That movie
case.
recreation scared the living
Now I did see
daylights
some
out of me.
stuff on him being proven, like he took a lie detector test years later and it proved that he was lying. And he was actually on a show, on a TV show on Fox, and they asked him to take a lie detector and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just don't know if I could count that. One, because of the stress level of you having to convince everybody that you're telling the truth again, and now you're put on the spot on prime TV, and you're in your head, you might start believing, oh, maybe they're going to think I'm lying, and that just might make you nervous. So I really can't take that one seriously. He seems believable, Walton. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Jason Voorhees got him. That's right. What up, Justin, man? How you doing, buddy? He seemed kind of made up, couldn't find a lot on it. Yeah, exactly. I believe it was a made up story for that, with the thing. Why not blame the chupacabra, right, Jose? Exactly. 1929, Bermuda, they found it over 90 years floating. I've never even heard about that one. But did anyone see the video? Did you guys see my hangouts from earlier today? Didn't his friends all pass polygraph? They did. And so not only did he pass a polygraph, but you're right, Shanna, all his friends passed a polygraph too. Now, these boys were being arrested for murder. All right. They weren't taking this as a fucking joke. They weren't taking this as a prank. You know, this dude's missing for 5 days. These boys are about to be arrested for fucking murdering him. You know, this is Arizona. All right. These fucking sheriffs aren't fucking around, you know, and they all passed their lie detectors. They're all like, listen, a fucking UFO took him. A UFO hit him with a beam of light and we ran. And when we came back, he was gone. In conclusion, it fucking took him, you know? I'm guessing you don't have audio, Kyle. I do have audio. I just don't have my headphones in. Why is somebody on here? Hey, what up, Chris? Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I was commenting on that the whole Fire in the Sky reproduction of that movie. Scared the living daylights out of me when I was a child. I remember I was about 8. My dad rented that shit, and that Fire in the Sky movie just scared the hell out of me.
I thought that movie was fucking awesome, dude. I saw that. I
I was
saw
about
that
8
at the
when I saw this
theater.
Though.
Dude, really? I think I was about 10, so somewhere around that. So like 10 years old or something. I think. Or 9 or 10. Anyway, if I can look, it was awesome.
Yeah, the only scene I remember from it was when Travis Walton's like walking around the ship after he was abducted, and I just remember seeing that crap. I was like, oh my god. I had no clue what it was, no thoughts of aliens prior to that, and then that just completely terrified me for the longest.
Have you ever heard Travis Walton's the actual story of what happened?
Yeah. Many different times.
That's so if they should have made the movie on what really happened.
Some TV show was actually doing a actual reproduction that was more closely like exact to the story he told. But I'd never heard anything more about it. I heard it on a talk show he was on.
Yeah, like I heard them they were in discussions about doing it. I want to see him do a movie on it and have him tell it the way that it actually happened, like the way it went down, you know, with him like fucking fighting off the aliens and them running from him, you know, like, and then him going and sitting in a chair and, you know, surround him and then the human looking aliens. And just, I mean, that's just such a weird story, dude. And for someone to come in and make all that shit up and then pass all these lie detectors like it wasn't shit, that's fucking difficult, man. I'm just saying, for any fucking liar, that would be extremely difficult to do.
He's got to be like a Buddhist monk to do some shit like that,
right? Exactly, man. Dominic is saying the book is totally different. Movie made to be more exciting. Exactly, you know. And Travis understood that. He knew that. He's like, yeah, there's got to be he's like, yeah, they're like, you know, listen, Travis, we got to make it, you know, exciting, kind of like a scary movie because it was a scary ordeal for you, you know. And they were, it's funny because he described the aliens and they're like, oh, we can't make the aliens look like that. And he's like, well, why not? Because they're like, well, because that looks kind of like the alien from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He's like, yeah, I know, but that's what it fucking looked like. They're like, we can't do that. So they had to make them look like kind of like weird, you know, like gangly old men looking fucking aliens and shit, you know. But when he was in fact describing like a fucking gray alien, you know. The movie was changed version, make it scary. Exactly, man. They just tried to make it scarier. And, you know, I mean, it was a fucking, I thought it was a really cool movie, man. The way it was shot and everything, the way it's done, I thought it was really well. It was really well put together. I didn't really care for the ending though. Did you guys ever see Extraterrestrial? Blair Witch shit, they really happened. Proof. I hate when they Blair Witch shit that really happened. Proof. Oh yeah, exactly, man. You know. Yeah. Did you guys ever see that movie Extraterrestrial? Anybody? It was pretty cool, man. It's where they shows them probing the dude and shit, man. It's fucked up. Out his anus and shit.
Is that the one where like they're traveling somewhere in the woods and they end up Getting
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I saw that one. It's pretty messed up.
they tried to make it like too much of a horror movie. I was like, man, they could have made that
Yeah,
movie really good, dude. You know,
yeah, that's what extraterrestrials are doing. They're just coming here, going on rampages, and just jetting off.
and fucking probing people, dude, just ripping fucking anuses out, dude. You know.
Jeez.
It's funny, dude, because and if you guys pay attention, there's a scene where he's getting probed, all right? And the like this little machine comes up and burns a fucking design on his fucking stomach real quick. And you know what that design is? My fucking crop circle, dude, on my neck, man. Yeah, let's see. That motherfucker right there, dude. They actually burn that design on his stomach, dude. It's really cool. And also in the movie Dark Skies, there's a scene where the kids or the mom or whatever is looking at some crystal and some glass, and there's some like candles lit, and then it's making like these reflections that are kind of like moving around, and you look up on the ceiling and it makes this design up on the ceiling, dude, which is really interesting, man, especially considering that if you guys go back and you see my video about one of my UFO encounters, I actually drew this design on the roof of my house, man. um I'm not sure why I did it. I just felt like I had to do it. And I was like, I'm doing this design on here, and I fucking drew it. I just thought that was so interesting to actually see that design in some other movies and stuff like that, man. Um, Travel across time and space to fondle our balls, right? Zebrax. Just saw the fourth kind and was like, no way, the aliens only speak Sumerian, right? That was fucking stupid. I was whack as fuck. Jose Santana saying The Exorcist scared the living shit out of me. I was 10 when I first seen it, and I was like shitting gold bricks. Mel Gibson movie. What Mel Gibson movie? What are you talking about, Dominic?
He's talking about science,
What
probably.
up? Oh, Signs. Yeah. Okay, Signs. Yeah. PJ, how you doing, buddy? 7 foot Nordic people would still freak me out. Yeah, me too, man. Shit. You know. Um, One of the things is that how he described them was that they were so incredibly strong. They said they were so strong. He's like it was like fighting against like a hydraulic press. He's like there was no fighting against them. Like their strength was unparalleled. It was just like fucking crunch, you know. You're just like and they just shoved a fucking mask on his face, dude. Like I mean, that's like a fucking way to describe it, man.
That's what Whitley Strieber say about the Greys, that they like move so fast because they're so strong that they can barely touch you and damage you.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, that's what he says. Because I'm trying to remember what his book was called that I read. That was just a bunch of there was not Communion.
Not Communion.
It's just called Greys. Actually, he has a book called Greys. That goes on about some other information that he supposedly had received, but kind of put it in a storytelling fashion.
Oh fuck me!
But it was actually pretty interesting.
What up, Sean? Oh hey Sean, you know I just want to say something to you guys. Actually, Sean, I saw a comment by Sean earlier, and I want to say how it made such a good point when they were saying how the Navy jargon, you know, the guys don't say dudes and bros and shit anymore. Sean made a comment saying, he's like, dude, this is 2018. There are bros around, you know, like so it's like I'm like that just makes perfect sense, you know. It's like that I wish I would have put that into the video because it does, you know, it does make it's like it's like it's 2018, dude. There are bros around, dude. Okay, there are bros everywhere now. So fucking what do you want, man? Proof, did you get my email about the curse of the man who sees UFOs Netflix documentary? Did you see it? Yes, I did. I actually seen that a while ago. It was a pretty lame documentary, and the guy I think was kind of fucking whack, you know. Thought I seen like a lot of balloons and shit like that, and you know, but I tried to watch it and it was just done, man. Bros are doing shit. That's it. That's what Sean said. He said, bro, he's like, it's 2018. Bros are doing shit, man. It was such a good comment, dude. That's fucking great. You ever do anything on crop circles? Saw the one on the Nazca lines, and it was very informative. It was just me, or do crop circles look like binary code? You know, I don't really do anything on crop circles. In fact, I think it's weird that I even have this tattoo on my neck because I don't believe in crop circles. I think crop circles are fake. I don't know why, man. And I heard this guy is shill. Caro SoCal, what up, Caro SoCal? How you doing, buddy? Um, bro's gonna, bro's gonna, bro's gonna bro out when they see when they see shit, right? Yeah. So I mean the crop circles. I mean, some of the stuff I think is really interesting. But you know, just too many cases. I'm just like, man, this just looks like what a human would do. So I just don't know. I mean, some of them are really interesting and really weird. You know, I don't know why this crop circle, you know, meant so much to me. I have no idea. I never believed in them, and I just seen that symbol. I was like, oh, that's it. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, that's it. Oblivion was good with Matt Damon. I thought Oblivion had Tom Cruise in it, right? And also Edge of Tomorrow had Tom Cruise in it. Well, those were both good too. I just watched the other night, Curse of the Man Who Sees UFOs. Caught some pretty good evidence. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw. I didn't really think. It was. I mean, I thought it was okay, but you know, Sean saying, we nails that debunk down beforehand. That was a good video. Thanks, brother. I guess we made that crop circles are 60-40, 60% pay, 40% real, or maybe 50-50. There definitely are some real ones, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a couple real ones. I just think a lot of them are fake. But I'm sure there's probably at least a couple real ones. I just don't know which ones they are, but design's very geometrical. I mean, yes, they are interesting, but then nonetheless, they are fake. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it's a one thing. I think most of them are probably just fake, but I'm sure there's probably a couple simple ones that are probably real. What causes them? I don't know. Maybe some kind of natural phenomenon. Maybe an alien landing pad. I don't fucking know, but who knows? Like Sean's saying, some of them cannot be faked. Yeah, like there's a couple of them where like they were done in these flower the flower beds, and like you couldn't even walk up to it. Like your footprints would have definitely been made in it. So they're like, how did this one get made? There's no footprints leading up to it and shit. So I mean, it's really interesting. And there were like no tram lines for them to follow. It was just out like in a fucking patch of fucking you know flowers everywhere. So it wasn't like crops or anything. But so there's some weird ones like that are just kind of interesting. Like there's some of them that are in like snow and shit, and it's kind of interesting. So you know they're saying earth energy, kind of like energy snowflakes. Yeah, maybe something like that, might be kind of weird. Yeah, that 1600s pamphlet. I think you're talking about the woodcut with the mowing devil, right? That's kind of cool, man. Look up the Woody Harrelson video. That's what Sean's saying. Z-Rex is saying most are fake. That's what I think. Most are just probably fake, I mean, there might be a couple real ones, but who knows? Chris, what do you think about the crop circles?
I wouldn't see any practical use for them whatsoever. So I think it's just bullshit.
I don't understand it, but we
traveled here.
I mean, I guess
fucking spruce up your lawn. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck, dude. But I mean, at the same time, I don't want to completely shut it down. However, one of the guys who was really into researching UFOs, what was his name? Colin Andrews or something like that. He actually got instructed by the Queen of England to find out what the crop circles were and who was making them, if it's alien, if it's human, what. And she gave him whatever he needed to find it, to find out the answer. And he researched it, did it for like 2 years. And he came back and he told her they're fake. And he is a guy who is like pro crop circle all the way. And he came back to the Queen and said, they're fake. They're all created by people. So that's one thing we do have to take in consideration. In fact, I actually have the magazine where I read that story. It's Ufo magazine or whatever, Open Minds magazine. So So it's like that is true. He did, say that to the queen that they are in fact all fake. So who knows? It's drunken dicks making those circles, right? They would fake them just to give her an answer. Like I think he really wanted to find out the answer for her, you know, but I think when after looking at all the evidence, he came to the conclusion that they're just fake, and that's just he just wanted to tell her the truth to the best of his knowledge. Anyway, but who knows? YouTube. How's the quality, you guys? Is it still okay?
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
Let me see here. It looks pretty good, man. I mean, at least from my point of view, man. Yeah, no, the quality looks good, man. Does anybody know about the Arizona lights? Someone needs to put that case to rest because I can't figure out what the hell those things were with the flares with a bunch of jets lined up or what the hell. Oh yeah, I mean that's a really interesting case. Okay, because one, the sightings were taking place, like over a few hours over the entire state of Arizona. And you're not going to see flares over the entire state of Arizona. One, okay. Two, said there was a team of A-10 warthogs, 10 A-10 warthogs that were flying, missions that night. They were the ones dropping flares. However, it took them 10 days to find it. All right, to find out that these guys did that. All right, that there was these guys who came in and did that. It took them 10 days to figure that out. All right, that's another thing that's interesting. Another thing that's interesting is how come the A-10 warthogs are not on radar? Because they're not. Plenty of people got Freedom of Information Acts and got the radar of that night and on radar. Yet, and A-10 warthogs are by no means do they have any stealth. There is no stealth technology in A-10 warthogs. They are fucking clear as day on radar, and yet they're not on there. Why is that? If they were dropping the flares, shouldn't they be on the fucking radar? Wouldn't that make sense? But they're not.
There's the whole
It seems to me that a big craft, like the people were reporting a giant craft, and that the military, in fact, scrambled some jets, maybe dropped some flares and shit like that as a way to cover up that this giant fucking ET craft just came floating over and there's nothing they could do about it. And so they had to figure out a way to just kind of cover it up and say, hey, man, just make them think it's us and just drop some fucking flares and say it's this, say it's that, whatever. Sean just pointed out, there was a civilian pilot who actually reported it from the sky. And it turns out that that person, the civilian pilot who reported it, was in fact Kurt Russell, the actor. Kurt Russell, fucking Snake. That's kind of interesting, man. They can fly below radar. They have a stealthy-ish tech, but I don't think the UFO was below radar. I don't think so either. And have you ever heard an A-10 Warthog? Those things are a beast, and I'm pretty sure that somebody in Phoenix would have heard 10 of them flying around. No way were those lights a flight of A-10 Warthogs, right, Shanna? I don't believe they were either, man. And also where if you look at where some of the lights appear, where they were supposedly flares being dropped, that was certainly above the radar height for them to be picked up by radar. We can all agree on that, right? I mean, just looking at the video alone tells you that that is certainly high enough to be picked up by radar. I mean, well, how do you explain that one then, I've seen what A-10 Warthogs look like at night. They are slowing shit. They can't fly. And to be information like that is really hard. So they were not tens. Trust me. I agree, flares or whatever they try to say it was. I agree. I mean, there's too many people who straight up, they're like, no, dude, it was a gigantic flying craft, like a giant boomerang. People had the same fucking reports? How many people? People who didn't hear what other people reported. They just came out and said, listen, it was a fucking machine. It was a giant flying craft. It looked like a fucking boomerang, like a giant delta, like a flying V in the sky. Like it wasn't just lights, it was blocking and unblocking the stars as it went by. Like I heard one kid saying, he's like, dude, it was so close that he could hit it with a tennis ball. One dude was saying, he's like, one wing of this craft was so big that it like covered their entire city, like their entire city block. He's saying, he's like, and one of his friends was saying, well, maybe you saw like one of our bombers, and he was like, no, we could land all 40 of our bombers on one wing of this craft. That's how fucking incredibly massive it was. People were like, it looked like a mountain flying down the fucking road. I mean, how many people have to have the same fucking description before you take it seriously? I could see why the government would want to, or the military and shit. I mean, the military didn't even get back to the governor. The governor tried to, inquire about what happened, and it took him 10 days to respond to him. And it's like, fucking, that's supposed to be his fucking military and shit. But it just shows you the military industrial complex, man, who has control, who has the real power. And it sounds like about the size of Imperial Star Destroyer, correct? Yes, it does. I think you're right. They did a drop class to make them think it was them because they didn't want them to know about the ET jet flying over all the craft. So that's a possibility. I agree. I think it's something probably like that. Snake Plissken from Escape from New York. That's right. PJRC knew what's up. Google search this. Amazing drone footage shows alien crop circles close to Stonehenge. And next tattoo. Let's see here if I can get all that. All right, I'm gonna Google search that. I want to see what it looks like. You guys is chatting on. Doo -doo. Let me pop out your chats real quick here. I had them fly over me, and it was really loud. What? A10 warthogs, Frankie? Louder than a fucking bitch, man. I mean, they're just the sound of them is fucking scary, dude. I would not want one of those things coming after me. I'll tell you that. This up. Let me see. I see the. Yeah, I think. Oh, I can't get this shit to play. Shit's fucking going to take forever. Fuck that. Oh, wait, maybe it is. I don't know if this is gonna play, you guys. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, shit's loading too slow. All right, fuck that. Never mind. I'm gonna get back to your guys' chats here. Guy with a fox. Arizona lights were fairies migrating. They do it about every 150 years. So we've only seen it once in modern times. Mostly we just have to deal with gnomes stealing socks. What's up, man? Sorry about my talk to text comes out like shit. Ain't no problem, BJ. It's all good, buddy. The Arizona craft didn't display any incredible maneuvering. It could theoretically be a giant blimp. Actually, it did, because I did hear some people talk about how its wings like shot off, like when it disappeared. After Phoenix, it like fucking shot off and like disappeared, and it like went from Phoenix to Kingman in like 30 seconds or something. Dude. It's like it was just like bam, you know. And I actually heard some people, actually talked to some people in Kingman, Arizona, because I used to live there, who actually described the craft, you know. So I guess it did, you know, at least some people described it having some incredible maneuvers, you know, at least some incredible speed anyway. Event 10 p.m. was Flare's first Delta UFO, correct, Justin? I agree with that. Yeah, those Gatling guns down on the A-10 sound killer. They do, man. They're fucking like fucking scary shit, dude. But how fast is that? Because blimps are fat. Blimps are fast. Blimps are not fast. Fucking Sean.
How
What the
fast
fuck
is
is a
that?
blimp?
Miles and miles and miles in 30
Not
seconds?
fast, dude. Hey, Chris, is it me or is it you? I don't know. Try to say something to brother.
Oh, what'd you say?
I was asking you what your thoughts were.
Oh, on which topic? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was just blown away by that comment. How fast is that?
Blimp. I don't know how fast. It's a blimp. I don't know how fast you think a blimp can go, dude. You know, where they got
Definitely
rocket
not a
powered blimps
mile in
now,
30 seconds.
right? You know, I mean, I took it like
Nice blimp
Kingman
if it
to
could.
Phoenix to Kingman is like it's like a 2 hour drive, dude.
Yeah,
So I mean, you know, to do it in like a minute flight, that's fucking pretty incredible,
the
dude.
blimp traveling 120 miles an hour?
I don't even think a blimp could go that fast, even if a
No,
fucking
no.
if it depended on it, dude. That thing would destroy it, man. For a blimp to come and go from my town to the city, 5 minutes. You know, I mean, that's not exactly like fucking exactly like a blink of an eye. You know, it's talking 5 minutes. A10 Thunderbolt had 30 millimeter Gatling gun. Oh hell yeah, dude. Oh, the humanity can without gas mask. Oh, chat where a blimp comment gets more skepticism than my fairy story. No, it doesn't. The fairy story, everyone took as a joke. The blimp one, there's a couple of people, at least one person who thinks it could be true. Ridiculously slow, but like a 2 hour drive is different than 20 miles in a minute. Yeah, it's like a 2 hour drive going 60 miles an hour to get from Phoenix to Kingman. And I heard it made it from Phoenix to Kingman in about a minute, you know, and it just fucking like just took off, you know. I should watch the documentary. I Know What I Saw. That's with James Fox, man. I actually met him. He's a really good guy. It's a really, really good documentary. Several ancient texts and astral project through time on occasion. Cool. Guy with a fox. I guess that's one way to do it. Well, that's what I was asking. All right. So, anyway, speaking of fairies, watch the movie Bright. It's a great movie. That's like 1,000 miles an hour. That's still pretty impressive, dude. I don't think a blimp can do 1,000 miles an hour though. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, and so and for joining me today and putting up with my bullshit on the XSplits broadcast from earlier. Chris, thank you for coming and joining me. And everyone in comment section, don't forget, you guys, you can go and pick up any of your UFO hunting gear you need at the UFO Proof warehouse at Amazon.com. The link is in the description below the video, so go and check it out. You know, support me on Patreon. Go pick up all your UFO Proof gear at Teespring. There's also a link for that in the description below, so go and check that out. And like, subscribe, share the fuck all this shit, and I will see you guys next time. All right, UFO Proof out. All right, later, everybody.